Here we go again. So my agent called with some good news and of course some bad news. It turns out that after the Peninsula and Moncton gigs, both of which turned out well, he's now got me 3 gigs in 3 days, which is the holy grail for all comedians. The bad news is the first one is this afternoon. That's right, not this evening, this afternoon in a pub. But if there's one thing doing a gig in a vineyard taught me, it's possible to make any gig work. So I'm feeling enthused, I'm feeling pumped about it. The gig tomorrow, unfortunately, is in an aircraft hangar in Fredericton. Could work, who knows? And the next day it's Bathurst. You know, I want to make these things work, I want to do my best, and I want to say yes to everything. But, you know, anything can happen in this game, and it probably will. Now it's another beautiful day in New Brunswick. I'm going to go and put some shorts on and get ready for this afternoon's show. Let's see how it pans out.
This is James Mullinger. James was one of the top stand-up comedians and a well-known TV presenter in his homeland of England. He toured 5 stand-up shows over 5 years and performed to over 3,600 people at London's Hammersmith Apollo in March this year. He hung out with celebrities. But last month, after living in London for all of his 36 years, he moved with his wife and family to St. John, New Brunswick.
Let's do the show right now. Should I look at your eyeballs or the camera? Let's do the show right now. Let's do this. Let's do the show.
Do the odd show here. It's a good time. I know you're going to love the show today. There's stuff to do here. That's great. Yeah, because because I'm going to be honest with you. My wife and I get excited to drive around and look at houses around here. That's our big excitement. And then we'll see a yard sale and our minds will just be blown. Right? Oh my God, it's so cheap. So here he is, ladies and gentlemen. All your love, please, for the talented Mr. Jimmy MacKinley. Here he comes.
Shane Ogden, everybody. Yeah. The only 37-year-old that can rock a, what is that superhero? Is that the Green Lantern? Yeah. I'd love to do that, man. Thanks for coming out, guys. Yeah, Barrel's Head. Yeah. Beautiful spot. I love Rothesay. I'm originally from Miramichi. It's kind of like Miramichi, only people are employed here. So yeah, it's really good. Thank you for not going tubing today. This is the earliest I've ever done a comedy show. This is a milestone right now. It's the first time we've ever done 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the first time I've ever done anything this early. I have never been up this early in my life being a comedian. So I go to Halifax, I come back. So I'm speeding. I'm going like 160 kilometers an hour. It's a beautiful highway. It was a gorgeous day. So I was like, I'm going to speed. So then you go to one of those medians or those lay-bys, whatever they're called, where it divides the twin highway. And of course, who's sitting there? Yeah, RCMP officer. So I did what any New Brunswicker does when they see a cop and they're going 40. First you give them that I'm going 50 over face. And then you're like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in the punchlines. I do what any New Brunswicker does when they spot a cop and they're going 50 over. To fool them, I slam on the brakes. As if this police officer, with all his training and all his experience, with his speed stick, whatever it is, he's like pointing at, he's like, oh wow, this guy's going 160. Oh wait, he's only going 80. Oh.
He calls St. John a Renaissance city, so that's how much enthusiasm he has, right? He's really made me believe and see New Brunswick in a whole different way, and he really is happy to be here, and you're just going to love his comedy. He's been on television several times. There's nothing like seeing him live from Just for Laughs, Comedy Central. He's worked with Jerry Seinfeld. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to enjoy Mr. James Mullinger. Clap your hands.
Thank you. Thank Ogden, ladies and gentlemen. I generally love living here, and I'm amazed, you know, it's a sunny day, so it's lovely that you all came out, but to be honest, I'm amazed that anyone made it here, because I moved here from London thinking I wanted to escape the bad things about London, like the roadworks and the traffic and the construction. What the hell's going on in Rothesay? I'm trying to take my son to school, I could have driven to Vancouver in that time. What's going on? And it's Sunday, there's no traffic, no construction. Why are they doing it on a Monday morning? Rothesay! Literally, I cannot move. It's like Baghdad in 2004 after we bombed it. There's more construction going on here than there was in London after the Blitz in the Second World War. And then you get through all of the roadworks, and then suddenly you hit the school zone. Now, don't get me wrong, my son's at that school. I don't want him being hit by a car. But 30 kilometres an hour? Have you tried going 30 kilometres an hour? Of course you haven't. I have, because on my second day here, I got pulled over by the police and given a $170 fine, which I was told could have been $800, but he let me off. He didn't know who I was, but he genuinely said, "You seem like a stand-up guy." Absolutely true. I never anticipated the fact that I'd be doing so much work here in New Brunswick, so thank you all. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out and supporting live comedy, because the aim was that she would be in a nice place and I'd be gone, and instead I'm here as well. So she's livid, frankly. I will leave you with this. Oh, I'm glad you missed this joke, madam. Come on in, sit down. No, come in this way. I'll clean one, I promise. Come in. If there's one thing I've learned in stand-up, you can't predict how someone's going to take a joke. But I would stake my entire life on her not enjoying that last one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. Thank you all very much indeed for coming out tonight. I am doing the Imperial Theatre on the London October. If you'd like to see 2 hours of that stuff, I'll be putting flyers out. Please tell your friends, because if we don't sell out, I'm moving back to London. Thank you, friends.
James Mullinger, everyone, let him know. Thank you guys very much. Big round of applause. You're a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Make sure you keep coming back to this great venue and supporting stand-up comedy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, James killed it.
So busy, he still hasn't introduced himself to his children. You're going to enjoy it tonight, guys. Give it up for Freddie Mac. What's his name? Uncle Rob. I probably should have known that before I went up on stage. Thanks, brother.
I didn't. Also, again, I didn't know there was an interval, and there shouldn't have been an interval. Like, just roll it through. I mean, to be honest, from where I was sat, where I was stood, I could see people laughing.
Yeah.
So,
No, they were laughing. It just, dude, I'm not the one bit disappointed with that at all. I knew exactly what I was getting into.
Yeah. And again, I am fully prepared for this to not be the case. We're actually just going to go, you know what, we hate all English people. So.
Oh man, you'll do fine. You'll do fine.
Well, no,
they were laughing. Like there was some.
They weren't laughing. See, the thing is, because having 50 people in the middle of a 4,000 people arena, right? That is grade A will not work on me. Like the highest thing in the world. There is a stage there, but we've chosen not to be on the route. But all of those factors. No, we arrived when we discovered that we're following an MMA fight and a wing eating contest, which fine, you know, we can make anything work in there, but you know, I now have no idea. I mean, basically in 10 minutes, I think it's going to go.
Thanks for coming on up. Great night of comedy. I'd like to thank Jimmy MacKinley, did a great job. We're going to warm up the stage. Well, we've already warmed up the stage. We're going to set the stage now, but we want some people to come in as close as possible, please. I see some people up in the nosebleeds there. Come on down.
I'm ready to live the dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome. This guy, he just moved to Quispamsis from England. That's right. Your headliner for the evening, all the way from London, England, but he now calls Atlantic Canada home, and he loves Canada. You've seen him on Just for Laughs and Comedy Central. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for James Mullinger! Hello! 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 So I got sent about 20 dildos, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone here have a dildo? You look like you've got one in now, mate. Anyway, I'm joking. So, I have these dildos, and we just brought them with us. Anyway, they're all on the yard sale store. We're flogging them, right? I go up to the house to change my 1-year-old's nappy. I come back down to the yard sale. My father-in-law says to me, "Great news, James. I sold that microphone for $10. Wasn't a microphone, ladies and gents. And all I can think now is this poor man, this poor kindly neighbour of mine, turning up to church band practice that night, going, "Great news, guys! I've got a brand new microphone." Thank you very much indeed. I've been James Mullinger. Good night. Cheers. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, James Mullinger, good job. Funny stuff. I'm Rob from the Fox. I want to thank our sponsors. So, last night's gig turned out alright against all the odds. I mean, it's never going to be easy performing to 200 people in a room that seats 5,000, but we made it work thanks to the organisers. You know, they did their best. Not many people came, but that's the nature of the beast. That's showbiz. I've got an even bigger problem to worry about now. Tonight's gig in Bathurst, the promoter has emailed me and Shane Ogden, the other comic I'm working with tonight, a great local comic. She's emailed to ask how much money we want to not do the show. Go figure, never a good sign. So I'm just waiting for Shane to call me now, and we're going to iron out what's going to happen, whether or not we're going to... Hang on. Oh, it's just Shane now, one sec. Shane, thanks for calling me back, mate. I know. What is going on? I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I know you want to do it, mate, and I want to do it, but if a promoter is asking us how much we want to not come, it suggests to me we're really not wanted there. I mean, she said the ticket sales have been slow. How many have they actually sold? Did she tell you? No, just tell me, mate. I won't be annoyed, honestly. What is it? One ticket. Look, mate, I appreciate your get up and go, and I do agree. You know,
the show must always go on. But the only time the show doesn't go on is when the promoter sells one ticket and then offers you money to not go to their town. As far as I'm concerned, it's not happening. I'm not getting in a car and driving for 4.5 hours to perform to one person. Count me out, brother. I'm sorry.
So what do you think about, for a limited time only, say I'll set aside 20 tickets for Shane Ogden Presents.
What's that?
I'm pitching you something.
Oh, yeah, you're good, but yeah.
Pay attention, I'm pitching you something.
Okay, I'm listening. Yeah. Listen to me!
Oh my God!
This wasn't here 2 minutes ago, and they heard it and moved this mobile thing over here, and they just did all this.
Or maybe it's the basement of the TV.
That is it, I remember that. Basically, we're going to enter stage through the clean room. Yeah, but there was a light on there a minute ago. Okay. Need a light.
Okay. Search for the light. I think maybe by that door, probably.
Yeah, let's go.
Is it? Anything there?
No.
Just
the light in the dressing room. No.
Okay, there we go.
No, that's the light. The light in the room where we're.
All right.
And then once that's on, obviously these lights can go back to how they were.
Hey everybody! Hi! Come here! You like to laugh. So please give all your love for my very dear friend, Mr. James Mullinger. Here he comes, let him know.
Hello! Thank you! Shane Ogden, everyone! You're going to see him later! Shane Ogden! Shane Ogden! Shane Ogden! Is this on? Hello! 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 Welcome! And it's funny because I actually didn't, and for that reason I wasn't interested in the Royal Birth at all. Until about a week before George was born, and obviously it was about 12 days before River was born, I opened the newspaper and there was an article that was the first time that I became slightly interested in the Royal Birth. And it was an article that said that, that Kate Middleton was going to use the same gynecologist that the Queen's been using for 45 years. I thought, I bet he's seen some changes. And I thought to myself, What a terrible job to have at dinner parties. Like, I don't know if any of you have the kind of job that you don't want to reveal at a dinner party. Like, if you're a doctor and you're at the dinner table and you go, and someone goes, oh, so what do you do for a living? And you go, doctor. There's always some idiot in the room that goes, oh, really? I've had a boil on my 3 weeks. Mind having a look? Right? If you're a mechanic, there's always someone in the room that goes, oh, really? My car's been squeaking for 5 weeks. Do you mind? It's like, come to the garage and pay for it. You're not getting a freebie. Same thing. I don't like letting on. My wife takes me to a dinner party on a rare night off, right? And someone goes, what do you do for a living? I do not want to say comedian, because you know, all that's going to happen is someone goes, oh, comedian, tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. Buy a ticket, mother... Right? But can you imagine if you've been the Queen's gynecologist for 45 years and you're sat at a dinner table? What do you do for a living, mate? Nothing. No, what do you do really? Oh, mechanic, doctor, comedian, whatever. Now, what do you really do? Well, I've been the Queen's gynecologist for 45 years. I know. I don't want this to be a crass set, but I have to say, even my mother, who is the world's biggest monarchist, the world's biggest royalist, and the world's biggest feminist. My mother campaigns on behalf of feminism all the time. She's so old, she probably fought to get the vote in 1918. She was there for Princess Diana's wedding, she was there for the funeral. But even my mum, in that situation, would be forced to go, really? What does her look like? Thanks for laughing at that. It's a very risky routine, that one, to do it. It starts gently, and you never know. And quite often, everyone can be going with you. It can be like, yes, 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 and I do that punchline, and the whole room just goes, or at least the Queen did when I told it to her. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time with James Mullinger. Thank you very much. Thank you. This has been fun. 5-star Bathurst. Give it up, please, for the wonderful Mr. Shane Ogden.
It's me. Get excited. How many people here are here because of Facebook? Anyone? A couple people are plugged in, and that's the new telephone, isn't it? I resisted it when it first came out a dozen years ago or so. I was like, it'll never catch on. I hate it, right? Because my resistance was basically because I'm old and crotchety and I don't really like new things, set in my ways, and I was just like, it'll pass, I don't want to get involved in that. Because honestly, Facebook has made stalking legal. Years ago, people used to have to hide in your bushes. It used to be very itchy, and you get poked with things. It was uncomfortable looking through the window, and I mean, not that I know what anything that is like. I'm just assuming, right? Obviously. But now you can just click, and like exactly like Debbie takes at 3:15. Like that is what Debbie does. Like, there's no price. That's her status. I think it's kind of weird. Maybe I should delete her friendship, right? But no matter what you do or where you are in life, don't hate your neighbors for what they believe, right? Because people do really, they get hurt. It's true. And I don't understand people that are so hateful towards each other. I mean, for no reason. Just because we're a little different, right? People are still against gay marriage. Still, somehow they hear, what? They both have I'm so angry! Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Do you think women want to do all the decorating till the end of time? Everybody has a purpose and a reason to be here and to be happy. And when I asked my nephew what he thought about gay marriage, he goes, I agree. Marriage is totally gay. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great night. I hope you enjoy the show. A big round of applause for Ian Cooper, everyone. One more time for James Mullinger. Good night, everybody.
But I love your accent, that's why I moved here, right?
Road pizza. Let's have some terrible pizza. Looks like actually really good. It's fucking hot. It is really hot.
Ow! Ow! You know what? Against all the odds, that was actually a bloody beautiful gig. You know, as I say, and I didn't want to do this. You know, 2 days ago I wanted to pull out of the gig. I said to you, I wasn't happy with the situation.
I was just pulling off of your enthusiasm. Like, I just, because I'm a negative person by nature, and I just thought, know what? Like, James, the one thing I get from you is this enthusiasm for life. I'm like, man, I think this will work out. And I was just thinking, like, I don't know if it really will. But then, and because all the signs were.
Well,
she didn't know what she was doing. Yeah. She didn't even have a sign up.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and the people that were there, we just rocked it. It was great. We got paid. It was fun.
The people that were there came out for a good time. And unfortunately, there's plenty of comedy clubs in the world where people aren't coming out for a good time. They're coming out to be tricky. Yeah. And yet, if it wasn't for you wanting to do it 2 days ago, I'd said to my wife, Friday's not happening. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And then, and you're right, I do have an enthusiasm for comedy and for life, but when I think that I'm going to be away from kids and not being there to give them a bath and they're not going to get paid or get stiffed, then I don't want to do it. Yeah. But I was wrong, and I followed your lead, and ultimately what paid off here was that we came and put on an awesome show, and we had fun, we lived our dream, we did what we love to do. Yeah.
Those people really were appreciative.
They were. They were giving us proper, responses from the get-go. Applause breaks, proper big laughs. I mean, you really can't ask for more from a gig. No. And realistically, yes, I can. And both of us will be talking all the way home about how badly run it was and how the promoter didn't handle it right. But ultimately, there's a lot of promoters like that in big clubs, working for proper big club chains. There's plenty of people like that.
The quote-unquote pros, right?
Yeah.
The big dogs. They're doing the same thing. They're not putting up posters. They're not trying. Yeah. And then no one shows up, and they're like, "Oh God, what happened? Yeah. We can't really pay you," and all this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but to her credit, she paid us. And it wasn't the original agreed upon. No. But we took a little bit of a loss. But at the same time, it was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, we got to come out, hang out, have fun, do what we love. And I've got next week's Sobeys grocery shop to pay for. Job done. Yeah. Living the Canadian dream, mate.
We did it.
We did it, brother. Nice one.
All right, man. Nice working with you.
Yeah, nice working with you, man. Let's hit the road.
We're just going to leave now.